New motorcyclists face a lot of challenges, from learning basic skills like braking and turning to building confidence on the road. Many have to deal with public perception, being seen as a future fatality on the road, and this can be intimidating and make them feel like they're under constant scrutiny. Learning to ride a motorcycle is a tough process both physically and mentally. It takes time and practice to become proficient. The lack of experience can lead to mistakes, and that's where the stereotype of new riders being bad comes from. Experienced motorcyclists often share stories of close call with new riders who aren't following the rules of the road. Riding a motorcycle requires a combination of physical skill and mental focus, and it's not something that can be learned overnight. New motorcyclists are still developing these skills, and they need time and patience to become proficient. The stereotype of new motorcyclists being bad is often repeated by experienced riders who have had negative encounters with new riders. However, many experienced motorcyclists also recognize that they were once in the same position, and they're more sympathetic towards new riders. Some experienced riders even mentor new motorcyclists, helping them to improve their skills and build their confidence. The key to becoming a skilled motorcyclist is practice and experience. I just recently watched a YouTube video from someone many people said I shouldn't be watching. This video was talking about how new motorcyclists fall into an ego trap. The creator describes his learning to ride and falling into the ego trap, riding with way too much confidence, which resulted in him having a bad crash where he ended up in the hospital. And because of his experience, he assumes that all beginner motorcyclists will fall into this trap. He goes on to talk about that pivotal moment where the beginner rider thinks they have it all figured out and knows it all. He further goes on to describe a new rider, and as a matter of fact, he describes me as the new rider. Not knowing anything about motorcycles, taking an MSF course to learn how to ride. This is followed by him stating that the new rider then learns how to ride the motorcycle and thinks they know everything where they can start making bad riding choices. There is no doubt in my mind that there are riders out there that learn to ride and then ride dangerously. They probably drive cars like that as well. What I don't like is that he painted all riders with the same brush, so to speak. When I took my beginner course, 8 out of the 10 riders were around my age, and I can say that they were all mature enough that none of them were going to fall into that so-called ego trap after learning to ride. In my opinion, this creator really drops the ball on this video in suggesting that this ego trap will affect most, if not all, new riders. I learned to ride in my early 50s, less than a year ago, and I had no misconceptions about the dangers of riding on the road. And I've been doing my best to better my skills on the road, whether by extra training or watching YouTube videos on the subject. Early on, I decided I wanted a new motorcycle with more horsepower. The motorcycle I'm riding now is a 2015 KLR 650 with only 40 horsepower. And I've been wanting something with more horsepower, not so I can ride faster, but so I can be more comfortable on the freeway for long trips. Personally, I'm glad I didn't buy a bigger bike at first, but I'm confident that I have not fallen into this so-called ego trap regarding my riding skills, and know that getting a bigger bike won't make me ride beyond my skill level. Now, having said that, I was riding the other day when a couple of cruiser riders rode past me. They were riding side by side, which I think is not legal where I am. They roared away in the fast lane, and when they reached the end of their lane, which turned into a left turn only lane, they realized their mistake, had to cut right into traffic, which resulted in them in cutting off vehicles and then getting separated. Were they new riders? Or was this bad riding skill or just bad driving habit because they're not paying attention to what the road was doing while looking so cool? They weren't riding like jerks, but I have to say they didn't look smart with the move they made. If it was me in that same position, I would have just made the left-hand turn and figured out how to get back to my route instead of putting myself and others in danger. Stories from new motorcyclists reveal that they're often keenly aware of their limitations and are working hard to improve their skills. Many take additional training courses to learn advanced riding techniques and safety tips. Some even join motorcycle communities or online forums to connect with other riders and learn from their experiences. Expert opinions also highlight the importance of supporting new motorcyclists rather than stigmatizing them. There are many examples of new motorcyclists who have gone on to become highly skilled and safe riders. They're a testament to the fact that with practice, patience, and dedication, anyone can become a proficient motorcyclist. New motorcyclists have the potential to become just as skilled and experienced riders, and they deserve our support and encouragement. Not all motorcyclists are bad, and it's essential to understand their perspective and the challenges they face. By being more supportive and less judgmental, we can create a more positive and encouraging environment for new riders. And I'm a new rider, and I want that environment. If you're a new motorcyclist or an experienced rider, please share your experience in the comments below. Thanks for watching. Ride safe.